Hello everyone. Literally last one was Eurovision. It's been a busy few weeks, but thank you so much for joining me. It is time for Sydney Swans versus Adelaide Crows, and how long we got? 1 minute and 45 before the first bounce. Very exciting. This is time for Swans to try and turn the season around. Very, very important now for us to try and change our fortunes. But welcome, thank you so much for joining me. It is hot this morning. It is hot, or at least hot for us. Oh my God. Welcome, welcome. Come on, Swannies. Hello, Troy. Hello, mate. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We're not far off the first bounce. Can we score enough goals today? That's the real problem, isn't it? At the moment with Swans, but missing players like Tapley, bless me, is painful. Hello, Sidey. Hello, mate. Yeah, it's been really, really difficult for Swans up front, and actually, it's not that we haven't had the opportunities. We've had plenty of opportunities. We've had 2 games now where we've scored like 17 behinds or something along those lines, and yeah, it's been a mess, really. We've had plenty of opportunities, just no one apparently can kick a ball through those middle posts. But game on, Swans versus Crows. This is the time we need to kick on. Crows don't have an amazing record against us at the SCG either, so fingers crossed. Hi, Warwick. Hello, mate. Hi to everyone else that's just joined. Awesome to have you here. Let me turn the sound up a little bit. Hi, Mick.
To fly the flag. It was the same last week. The pressure on the ball early, the Swans was good. Melbourne were able to match it, but then break out the front of contest on a regular basis. Bryant and Grundy, couple of Willing, Ruckman, Saligo on the outside. So it's the Crows, and Philthorpe is the focus. Hanley back in defence. Handball across to Melican. But he was tracking it all the way, and Keys for a moment thought he was a chance.
Screw it, we'll take it behind, early behind.
Carries it through. They got no angles on this ground. Melican able to come off his man and provide some really good area.
Summer is here.
Get an idea of the mindset
pollen is up.
Sydney with this kick in now.
My nose is running.
Bit of a pained look on the face of Nick Blakey. The leader takes off.
At the moment it's 10:36 in the morning. So this is the ideal time for me. For a weekend, if I'm not working, so not today, this is the ideal time for footy. It's brilliant.
It's good though, Gaz, isn't it? Down the centre, at least
it beats the kind of 6 a.m. or 4 a.m. games for us.
Opportunity, it was just a over-the-top handball that looped a little bit, which allowed Adelaide back in. Grundy down to Jordan. So it is, looks like it's Jordan on Jordan, doesn't it?
They tried to trick him by Jordan going to Isaac Rankin in a stoppage, but Rankin's pushed forward now.
O'Brien the most vigorous.
Welcome to the stream, guys. If you've just joined, it is well, 1 minute.
Got the hand in when he needed to.
I don't want us to be chasing games. That's the problem. I don't want us to have to be chasing anything today. I would prefer us to be in the lead the whole game and try not to cock it out.
Jam back to the middle rather blindly. There's young Mitchell. Made his debut in that game against Richmond last year. The shock loss probably wasn't the ideal game to make your debut.
I am doing a car boot sale tomorrow, so unfortunately not. I said it's just been so busy with bowls and I've had to work the last few Saturdays as well. It's really annoying.
Probe, go around.
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a pain in the ass. How busy I've been.
Reminds me of us in 2000 against the Bombers, this.
Hi, Scruffy Cockatoo, hello. Swans getting smashed by the Crows tonight. Whoa, whoa. That's harsh.
McLean disrupted, yes. Worthy of a free kick.
But it was.
Free kick for Swannies.
That's not required though, because the
I have no idea at the moment. I possibly can next week, but I'm not 100% sure. Have I played AFL 26 yet? No. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for something that almost looks like. It seems like a lot of money for something that looks exactly the same as last year. Come on, first 6 points. Bang. Yes, 6 points on the board. At least we're not going to have 0 for the first quarter.
So this is the part of the ground they've got to get right. And as soon as you mentioned it, I mentioned to Dean Cox pre-game, he just nodded his head. So 16th for scores per inside 50, 17th for forward 50 marks. Here's the keen free kick here. Just gets an arm down there. And 18th for forward 50 contested possession. So all of the problems, or they've got problems all over the ground at the moment, but this part of the ground is the part they've got to get right. So
that's weird, isn't it? When you think about who's watching from where.
They've gone with Grundy. They've got a result.
Scruffy's watching from the middle of the outback. Right. Or I watched the last bit of the had to go out for the Cats, but I was keeping an eye on the GWS Richmond score, and I didn't see GWS getting back into it, but wow, Richmond popped that up, didn't they? They really did pop it up. It's quite funny, I suppose. I'm going to be a pain. I'm just at least go blow my nose. I'll be back. I won't be a sec.
Dawson with the late pressure, and they do force the turnover, coming with a handball to the inside to Milera, who blasts away to full forward. Will it keep on going? It does, but Mitchell gets back there.
That's twice now for Mitchell. He's had a good start to the game, playing on the wing and coming back to support the defences as well. It's been an impressive start.
3 big tall forwards at the moment, and they didn't have a target to shoot at. So just got to be very aware of their positioning.
Happy finds Grundy. Just waiting for Warner. Michaelani has played on him before as a midfielder. Can match him in most areas, I guess, size-wise.
They're flooding back big time, the Crows.
Rampy again. High ball. That's displaced. He's Worrell with a clean up to Keane. Calmly kicks nicely to Rankin. You can see the run provided on the outer side of the ground. Especially with Michaelani just beckoning a couple of his teammates to come up. Happy to oblige was Walker. Back in the team tonight. Suddenly from half-back there at half-forward. Big lead from Berry. Couldn't quite complete it. Keys found himself surrounded and is pretty darn lucky not to be penalised for holding the ball. Berry, they forward to Rankin for an early one for Isaac. Yes.
All right. Goal for Crows. I don't know if I think this is going to be quite a high-scoring game.
Who's got the better Isaac?
Well,
4 goal squad opportunities in the first, 4 minutes? That is quite open.
Arm pinned, no contact made. He's had a good case.
Obviously judged that he hasn't had prior and that he attempted to get rid of it.
It's more that he made the attempt. The prior was definitely there, but Isaac Rankin, he was the one who was able to swoop onto this once he found some space.
I want to know though, where are people watching from? Scruffy's watching from the outback.
Was holding the ball, John.
That's the one I know. Yep. Where is everyone else watching from? Hi AFL mate. Hello AFL time.
I like that matchup for Adelaide.
So far I'm having a better week on tipping as well, by the way. That is one positive.
Goal for the season. Spent more time in the midfield.
Side is obviously Adelaide. Hello. Yeah.
Stripped of it. Opportunity now.
I am
Isaac Heaney.
3 for 4. Although they were all the favourites to win, and Freo obviously beat Gold Coast, which was a loss. And I'm 3 for 3 in NRL this week.
So they lost contested ball in their defensive 50, in their D50 by 19 last week, the Sydney Swans. So It's one of the areas that they're going to be aware of, and Adelaide will try and exploit with the...
Joe, I'm still pissed off. I still don't rate Amati. I still do not rate Amati. However, imagine coming back from injury and getting suspended straight away. Like, how to cock up and ruin the team, team's chances.
Round 11 he finished.
I think he was in the commentary box that day when they won the flag. And Ruzi with the famous, here it is.
Armageddon Fire is Geelong.
Heaney wiped out the kick. Curtin got a handball away. O'Brien, not necessarily ideal. They feed it back to Rowbottom. Quick snap. Not far off.
No, not quite.
Picked this up early. There's a Go5 Premiership team that Brad Johnson's going to get amongst them in half-time.
Oh, so look out.
Have a look here, and you better pick your mark. Make sure you got one that can still make sense. But this is a much more mobile forward setup that the Sydney Swans are going with right now.
There's the expensive seats they're showing.
I like it too. More competitive. Try and keep it in there.
Smith back in the team tonight, replacing Laird, who's being managed, the best of mates, so one in and one out. Back to the wing.
This is a tough one to call. This is a tough one to call. I know Swans haven't been amazing, but we have had some decent results. But Crows, I know Crows are wanting to push in top 4 and whatnot, but I don't think there's been games where they have not been that amazing. Oh.
He was claimed.
So McLean comes off the ground, and then Laddams comes on. So you suspect they're going to just
got to score this.
For the majority.
Got to score this.
Camera pre-match,
oh no, the other way around.
So much size forward and back. Hamlin returning to defence where he's more accustomed tonight.
Grundy might come off for 5 minutes as well, which allows McLean maybe to go in.
It is painful watching Swans at the
looks like they just want to go with that one big 200-centimetre inside forward 50.
That's off half-back for the Crows. Thorpe amongst the action and contained it pretty well, but the handball straight to Grundy. Fed out to McCartan.
Oh, that's a waste. Don't just give it away. Lucky you can scramble it back.
Hayward, quite dramatic in his fly.
Definitely looking for a push in the back.
Goes in again, Hayward off to Corey Warner. Rankin showing he's tackling.
Yeah, he disposed it correctly. What? He's
still with the energy to step to the inside. Interesting kick.
Oh my God.
Campbell kept his eyes on the footy. Extraordinary.
So his opponent,
that was an off kick. However, fortunately, he made it.
Most people thought he was going to go, and he just, because he's a left.
I think, Hawks are falling apart now. When Hawks have started facing, the top quality teams, they're now showing. They're showing their level, aren't they, Hawks? And I think that's a real possibility dynamic for them. Hawks may miss the top 8.
An undoubted talent. He's
down.
Beautiful flowing kick of the football, but not always as he would have liked. 1 goal, 1 last week. Did lay 7 tackles.
I just can't.
Turn their footy over
I cannot see Crows making top 8. Sorry, top 4. Cannot see Crows making top 5. Just don't see it happening.
Exactly the way they needed to respond after
really
last
don't.
Scores level. Hinges kick.
It's not very nice.
And it's really interesting watching this Adelaide Crows forward set up here with Taylor Walker and Riley Thilthorpe. Just trying to work out whether they've got one. They haven't got anyone within 70 metres of the goal square right now.
Swans this year at home, 2 wins and 3 losses. They beat the Giants and the Blues, 2 of their better performances this year.
Yeah.
Crash and bash.
Hey, Swans may still make top 8, right? If we make top 8, grand final for us again, we would just flop. But it's almost a wasted spot, isn't it? If we take grand final spot, it is a wasted. It is wasted after time. You mostly know you're guaranteed to win if you're the other team. We literally just turned him with ease. Turned him with absolute ease.
That's a super finish from
Rochelle.
But it was the smart kick by Dawson in the end. He just got it forward. He tried to step onto his left. He was tackled, and he thought he was going to turn it over at that particular point. But he got it onto. He got enough on it to get it inside.
Absolutely turned him with ease there.
To allow Rochelle to go to work. He's playing in front.
Thanks, Sidey.
Like at the end of this from Rochelle, he works back.
Thanks, buddy. That's really kind of you.
Gets himself in front. Sharp turn.
You can have a heart and a like.
So
I tell you
Rankin's hit the
what,
scoreboard now. Rochelle Bice is going to be
Bulldogs,
disappointed. That's not good enough from Riley Bice.
I think they've got an opportunity, haven't they? I think Bulldogs have an opportunity to make top four. If you look at teams around them, Geelong were playing pretty well. You know, Bulldogs held their own against Geelong. And granted they didn't win, but they did show some serious ability against them. So I don't know. Yeah, potentially I think Dogs for sure have a fairly decent opportunity to make top four. If, you know, but it's all about consistency, isn't it? The funny thing is, Dogs are down in 9th. But they've got a game in hand over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams ahead of them. They pick up that, they get 28, and depending on today's game, or this game, that could actually push them up to 4. Depending on what this result is, one win and they got to 4. Listen, the Dogs have, they've had mixed results, but actually if you look at their results, they've either absolutely destroyed teams or they've lost by a tiny amount. Like Dogs, when they lost to Collingwood, they lost by 6. They lost by 16 to 3. Oh, okay. They scored a lot, but lost by what, 20 odd by 10 to Gold Coast, and then obviously 15. They've not lost by a lot. Yeah, they haven't beaten those top sides, so that's the only problem. They've lost to Geelong, they lost to Gold Coast, they lost to Lions, they lost to Freo, and they lost to Collingwood. So, but they've always been competitive in those games. So, no reason why Dogs can't make top 4. So, yeah.
Played 15 tackles, Adelaide, already, 15 to 8. Their pressure's up.
I think it's going to be a serious race for the top 8 though, because there's not a lot between a lot of teams. Looking at it at the moment, you know, Gold Coast, yeah, they're up there in 3rd. But anywhere really, I think top 2's probably done. Maybe, well, yeah, top 2's probably done. But I would say top 8, anywhere from 15th to 3rd at the moment. I have a dog, wherever she is. I have a Jack Russell behind. Lena, wherever she is, but I've also got a miniature Cougars down with us. And then we've got the 3 packs. I wouldn't pull the top 3. I would pull the top 2 as in Collingwood and Brisbane. The Pies and Lions definitely top 2 at the moment, no doubt about it. They are both doing enough. Hi Zach. Hello mate. But as I said, I wouldn't want to call anywhere from 3rd to 8. Because that's not an easy one to call. Oh come on, it's in your hands. It's literally in your hands.
There's no excuse for that. There's 3 kicks paid here in the back half. So it's working what Sydney trying to do forward of the ball. Just missed the opportunity, then Jake Lloyd.
Keane takes a cautious bounce. McLean. Molly O'Brien, Malikan, Hamling, set Blakey up for a fall. Great crash.
I just, with Geelong, like, what I would say is, I think Geelong have a very, very good opportunity for the top 3. A very, very good opportunity for the top 3. However, there are teams around them that are doing as equally well. You know, Gold Coast, Crows, Geelong, all contenders for top 4. Freo, like, they've shown they can win games. It's just, you can't trust them to win games. Yeah, I'd say definitely top 2 is Pies and Lions. They're performing really well, unless they have a real massive flip.
It's an interesting one, Hutto, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's hard to call 3rd and 4th, and even the top 8 after the top 2. Right, but it's 8-14, at the moment the Crows.
The crumbs don't come to the back, they go to Laddams.
Swans are, they are getting opportunities, but just not, you know, not making those marks, giving it away too easy. Hi, Mark.
Out of sync there, his kick was smothered. He'll get a second crack, courtesy of Worrell, off the left this time. Tries his luck.
Oh, Mark, don't, come on, man. Don't come in here with all your Crows praising and... Hi, Pauline.
It's a dour affair at the moment. Pressure up, which is great for both sides.
Patley is back very soon. We just need, I really hope when Patley is back, he just takes the team by the scruff of his neck, and by the scruff of their neck, and actually dominates games when he's back from injury. I desperately need it.
Adams crashed into by his teammate. Heaney to Corey Warner.
Yeah, really
back through the middle, so it's aggressive line, and they didn't really have the numbers to represent. Keane to Neil Bullen. Such a superb role player, the ex-Demon. Wide to Rochelle. Late change of mind. Fooled Corey Warner, and then he didn't even have to move, did he? Not a muscle. Darcy Fogarty. That was absolutely superb delivery.
Oh, it's brilliant. That's what separates the game. So the game's stuck in contest to going back and forward and outnumber. Every time they come out of their back half, they're outnumbered. Sydney, that's okay. They're trying to protect, you know, their half as well. Yep. Suspect it's going to be a 70 to 80 kind of game.
Yeah, Golden, yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Josh Rochelle.
Yeah, I'm just really, like I said, I'm just really hoping that when Patley comes back in a few weeks, he just takes the team by the scruff of his neck and pulls them up, because it's not been good enough. It has not been good enough at all. And I'd like to say it's probably quite embarrassing, to be honest. 8-20 now.
He was first to explode and picked it up first. Then they've got numbers
too
on
easy
the
at the
outside,
moment
and you're
for
right, in
Crows
the end, it's a
in this sort of
beautiful
play.
kick by Rochelle, just for step, control,
easy, Mark. 1, 2, 3 players. 3 players all within 5 to 10 metres there. Not one of them was awake.
The minute he comes in,
not one of them was awake.
They're caught offside. So this is about changing angles, and you know, that shot that we just had was magnificent. All of the Sydney defenders push hard to the boundary. That's where he's going. He comes inside.
I went with the Swans win today, but I think it was only going to be the Swans in my team.
It started well, Rochelle.
He missed out last week.
Yeah.
Just the one goal, but for the week before against Collingwood, he's having a fantastic season.
Doesn't your friend go for the Crows? What friend?
This is a little danger area here. I know it's only 3 goals to 1, but
there's a lady back, Sue.
Barbara
from Adelaide, who scores Crows. She likes the
second in the league at converting inside 50s too.
I'm good. I'm okay. More goals, club crap going on, but otherwise, I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, expecting father and all that. But no, I'm good. Thank you. Life goes on and all that.
Fogarty. A couple of Swans to company. Oh, they looked at each other. Pedler only returned to the team last week. Warner, just a tiny little kick, doesn't really clear the danger. Smith's always been a beautiful
kick.
Wow. And long enough.
Are you joking? Don't complain about being pulled. Focus on the ball, for Christ's sake. I think that's McCartan on the line, isn't it?
So he comes in for Laird, who's been just such a stalwart to this side.
Do not want to be chasing.
They've got a problem trying to get out of their defensive 50, Jono. This kick, I think it's Warner that kicks the footy out here just blindly. That's not working for them. The outnumber
oh my God.
Isn't working for them.
It's popular, Hutto, because it's off the back of pressure. And it's the pressure in the contest. Kick along the ground, and Brodie Smith set up beautifully. What a finish.
He's more busy, I think it was McCartan. McCartan's more busy complaining about being pulled and tugged on the line than actually stopping the ball going in the goal.
In the quarter. Now
like, come on, man.
Yep. Yeah, and he's had metres gained already, 230, but this is a 4-goal to 1 game all of a sudden. Didn't feel like it 5 minutes ago, but for the team who's defending
very sloppy
stoically at the moment, Adelaide, this is a worrying sign here for the Swans.
They need to respond quickly. O'Brien, he's having an excellent season, got the tap down. Out of contract at the end of the year, Riley O'Brien. Warner. The Swans get another opportunity forward. Worrell takes off with maybe a step ahead of Laddams. Boundary line always the most likely.
3 of the 4 goals have come from turnover. Adelaide Crows, the #1 turnover team for scores in the competition. So it's got a little Adelaide, like Matthew Nix is sitting there saying, yep, this is an Adelaide look about it right now.
It is depressing being a Swans fan this year.
It became a bigger one.
It really is.
There was a bit of protection there for Keys, but he can't finish the job on the mark. And an excellent component of the Adelaide forward line as well. Provides a bit the others don't have. Ben Keys.
Berry on Heaney here. Heaney just the 3 touches.
Well, yeah, well, we have been letting in too much, right?
McInerney in his 100.
But the problem is,
Takes Dawson over the line.
we haven't been scoring enough. We should be, this is the thing, we should be 8 points further up than we actually are. Please ignore me with my nose.
Going to the line, but not over it.
We should be 8 points higher than we are. You know, with one game where we had 17 behind, one game I think it was 17 or 15 behind, because we're simply not picking it through the goal. So I get it, yeah, defence needs to tie up, but it's too easy. However, we score more than the other team, we win. So we're not doing that, are we?
Again, it's a quick rush kick from deep in defence, and Crows are lined up ready. Berry, the extra hand, straight to Keys, on his left. The rolling snap is well handled by McCartan. It had to be.
He called it well, Hutto. Pressured,
yeah,
kicks out of
it's
their
not,
defensive
yeah,
50, deep in defensive 50s,
depressing at the moment.
causing all
really,
sorts of
really
problems
is.
for the Swans.
But what can you do?
5 to go in the opening term.
Just this season ain't ours, is it? Injuries certainly have not helped. I think we've had a lot of key injuries. I know other teams get injuries, but we've had a lot of real key players out injured. And that has been really, really tough for us.
Tosses it up into the night sky. Fogarty in front, courage from Bice.
Ouch.
They've done well to deny on that occasion.
Like, if you look at who's out at the moment,
sliding ball from Cumming, hard for Peatling.
The Swans at the moment, like we've got slightly less, but still key players.
Insufficient or out the full. This is Bryce going back with a flight. That's better. Darcy Fogarty coming at him. That is much better.
Richmond, so Swans. If you look how many we've got, Joel Amartey suspended till round 15 after the year. Aaron Francis out with concussion. Errol Goulden is out for 3 or 4 weeks. Logan McDonald, ankle. To be confirmed. Alan Mills suspended. An idiot. Hapley another 3 or 4 weeks. You know, so straight away that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potentially kind of important players that we do not have. And I don't think many other teams can say similar.
Jab forward by O'Brien off the ground.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, I know Richmond got players out, but I don't think any teams can say they've got as much out as we have in terms of, you know, the first team players.
Nice handoff from McInerney. Roberts
and it's hurting. It's really,
sends it
really
towards the
hurting.
crowd.
Essendon have got quite a few outs, to be fair. Maybe Essendon, but I wouldn't say they're as good players.
With a setup. And we got a climber. No, a fist at the back. McInerney on red alert to Mitchell. He's kicked it high. He's bought some time for them to compete in the air. Dawson, I think,
there's no excuse for being suspended. That's a big issue, right? It's like in football over here. And if players get a yellow card for dissent, i.e. being a dick to the referee, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it.
28 for the quarter. That's the most they've had this year in a quarter of football, the Adelaide Crows. Away from home, it's huge.
Extraordinary game last week, the ex-Swan. He has 8-13 for the season, which would be a surprise. It's going to be 8-14 now, or is there a free kick?
It's a free kick against Fogarty.
They get it from where the ball was kicked.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
So they're going to now go from deep in defence, which they've struggled with all quarter.
Maybe it was after the ball was kicked, so the ball was in the air.
Leave the cat alone, waffle.
Plenty of
Maybe
amateur
Waffle
umpires
stays
around.
us likes to chase the bloody
exactly
cat.
right. We'll be determined just exactly whether it happened before he kicked it or after. This is the issue for the Swans. They've got to try and get some
it does seem
movement
Hawthorn
from their
can't beat the
defensive
big
50.
teams around them. They can only beat the smaller teams.
And they find a way out with the kicking game. Roberts to McCartan. Mitchell gave him an offering down the line.
Adelaide are seriously sprinting on defence. They're not allowing the Swans to get any access at all to the ball.
Tempted the kick nicely. Mitchell and then to Rowbottom.
Chad Warner's in the middle of the ground. He has been for a while.
Oh, but Miller saw him coming. And that's going to be 50.
That's unlucky.
It is.
Now we're giving a 50 away.
Warner had been there and was looking to be used. And Miller was the one that ended up saying, no, I'll
very
you.
frustrating.
And McInerney just
these are things that you don't want to be doing. Why is he going in on the man? Why is he going in on the man when he's got the ball in place?
Steps forward. That's play on.
You can't do that.
No.
And then they're just going to get a free goal if he puts it through. Not good, not good. You should not be giving away a free 50 like that. Not good. I'm going to regret watching this now. I'm going to regret watching this.
Because Sydney have just struggled. They can't get out. The number of times kicked it, it's come back in their face. So they go, what else can I do? Rowbottom says, I'll be aggressive. I'll come inside. Miller ahead of the pay. Now, does he take a step forward? Maybe not.
Maybe he was behind them.
Maybe it was a half step back.
But it's a reward for discipline in terms of what they're doing defensively, setting up the ground, but they're doing it with genuine speed in this first quarter.
It's only a couple of weeks ago against Essendon they gave away 7 50-metre penalties for Sydney Swans.
How can you be giving that many 50s away? That's poor discipline. Absolutely poor discipline. Yeah, I bet you are, Sidey. You're going to be revelling in my misery.
Away from home once out of 4 attempts so far this year. The Adelaide Crows, Matthew Nix pointing out.
It's just you should not be doing that.
Really
you know
good
what I mean?
teams on the road.
It's basic
Curtin
stuff.
kept it in. Saligo back again from Neil Bullen. Keys just pushed off the ball by Warner. Then he had the problem of going back to get it. Saligo holding, free kick to the Crows.
The concern is they've given up 5 unanswered goals. They're coming off a belting last week as well. So how well can they hang in here?
Swans fans aren't used to seeing this, are they? Neil Bullen tempers the kick. Out comes O'Brien. It never arrives. Goes back in after it again.
That's a Sydney Swans player spoiling a Sydney Swans player who's going to take an uncontested mark right then.
About where they're at, isn't it, at the moment, unfortunately? Grundy helps him out.
We've got an extra at the contest, so Mark Keane down the line is a player that's on his own here. And now you watch Adelaide.
We've got really just over a minute left of the first quarter.
So they've got one-on-one here
and
now.
It's painful, guys. It is
next
not great.
Struggle with the Sydney Swans.
It was going okay for about the first 4 minutes. That's all I'm going to say.
Lloyd keeps it boundary side. It's easy fodder for Keane. He could have marked it, really.
That's an example of it, what we're saying. So Keane's the one who's the fullback or the gatekeeper, if you like. And then they just read where the ball's going. Someone will push up. Keane will then come across and cover. Get the ball out of bounds.
Tough going early for Dean Cox. For so long he was the whipping boy for John Longmire, wasn't he? Now he used to take it out on others.
Come on, a minute left. Just get something now. No, give the ball away.
Saligo pounds it in again.
Oh. Why are we punching that?
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Fogarty with a handball.
Why are we punching that? I just...
Back coming with a kick. Top of the goal square. The danger rising.
My word.
Defenders knock it down. Dawson barging through. Connect.
I don't understand why he's punching that. It's straight into his chest and he's punching it away. Like...
8 scores to 3.
Painful. Really, really painful.
Roberts trusted. Kicks for Grundy and McLean, so a couple of sizable options this time. Can they get it out of defence? Heaney with 20 seconds remaining. Handballs to a big guy.
One goal before the end of the quarter. One goal, come on.
The double fist.
No,
excellent hands from Sheldrick.
Socking it on, as they say.
Campbell. A last hope for the quarter, perhaps no. Miller Long on the kick again to O'Brien. Grundy realises he has
She
to
think you
defend.
went
He handled it
upstairs.
well. Staligo, another captain thrust.
Go
Whack
on.
forward to Keys. Siren's going to save the Swans. This time. Ooh,
Hey, claws you
difficult
swat.
opening quarter for the home
Say.
team. Looking to
Oh, even the
respond
cat's
from
pissing
last
me off
week's
now.
poor performance at the
Bloody
MCG.
claws in
But this
me.
side they're up against tonight, the Adelaide Crows. They mean business, not just tonight, but this season. It's the Crows by 25 points at quarter time on Super Saturday Live.
Well, right,
Quarter
let's get
time
the
at the
sound down
SCG.
because,
We're gearing up, Jack, along with
yeah.
David King and Jay Clark for the Saturday night.
Once again, thank you everyone. I know it's you've got me or you've got Cardi over there. Cardi's doing a stream as well, so thank you so much for choosing me. Oh my God, go away, Waffle! Leave the cat alone. My word. And literally, I've got Poodle who is obsessed with pierogi. Oh my word! Now you're getting tangled up in the cable. I think this is going to be a stressful morning. Oh my God. Right. If you're watching, you may have an advert and need to make some money.